Hi, trying something new today. And if you're here with me for the first time, welcome. My name is Megan. I'm a makeup artist and I love to simplify makeup and beauty. But today I wanted to show you what I actually have in my professional makeup kit because this is really different than what I would say how I would recommend organizing your personal makeup or even what type of products I would recommend for your personal makeup. I have a little bit of everything in my kit to accommodate for anyone that possibly sits in my chair, which again is very different than what it would be like for your own personal makeup application and your own personal products that you would have. So, if you have any questions, whether you're here with me live or not, make sure that you put them in the comment section. I will be checking this and I would love to give you any kind of product recommendation or even answer any questions that you have about maybe something that you've been using or a situation that you are unsure of how to go about. So let me know right in the comments. All right, I'm going to pop this chair down just a little bit. There we go. All the way in screen. Okay, gotta love live video, right? All right, so I have this bag. It's called, I think it's like, uh, I'll link it in the comments below. But this has been a lifesaver. It's been a game changer because I used to have a smaller bag for all my for all my makeup products. Ever since I've switched to this, I've been able to get away with only having this bag as my main makeup bag. And then I have a backpack, and really the only makeup item it holds are my pencils and my eyelashes. But it actually holds some hair stuff in there too. So it's kind of like a combo bag. But really, if I had to just do makeup, I would grab this, grab my lashes and this, and I'd be set for anyone and for any amount of people. Aside from my brushes are also outside of this bag because I have a lot and they just won't fit. Okay, so we have four bags that are on the top, and then I will show you how I have the inside of this bag organized. There are lots of tiny little things, so I'll show you a little bit better of a view so you can see on the inside. But first, I'm going to take you around this area. So this is a majority of my skincare. And well, not a majority of the skincare because my cleanser I have in a smaller little container like like this. This isn't the actual cleanser, but I have a whole bunch of small containers like this that hold hand soap, baby oil, lotion for your body, cleanser, toner, sunscreen, a whole bunch of different items that I don't need a lot of, but definitely need to have on me just in case. So this is kind of like my cleanser, my prep, and then this goes into makeup application and the skincare and products that I would be using. So I want to just take you through. I don't know how much of my kit I'm going to go into, only because it could take a long time, but I have a lot of different types of products because I have a lot of different types of people that sit in my chair, whether you have different skin types or you have different struggles with your skin. There's pretty much something that I can use in this little bag for anyone. Okay, starting with the Dermatology Water Cream Moisturizer. This is great for oily skin types. It's a really lightweight moisturizer and it doesn't add any type of glow to the skin. Alongside with that, I have this oil eliminator moisturizer. Technically, it says for men, but don't pay attention to that. You could use it if you're a woman as well. But this is also a great moisturizer if you happen to be more oily, especially in the T-zone. These moisturizers will be great for you to use underneath your makeup application to help just control that shine just a little bit more than how you'd want it. Then I have the Emberlessi cream concentrate. This moisturizer is really creamy. I really love creamy textures under makeup. I feel like it makes the makeup just blend more effortlessly. It makes it less work for me to do as a makeup artist and everything becomes really easy. So if you have normal to dry skin, I would highly suggest using something like this. This moisturizer is very cost well, it's a lower price point. So it's an easy product to invest in. You can also get a small one, try it out. If it's too thick or too creamy for you, then you have your answer. All right. I also have the Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer. Now, if I really want to up the glow in skin and also going to be outside, this is something I would use. I did use this on myself today after I used the Dermatology Day Cream. So I have a combo of these two on today, but I was wanting to go for like a high shine effect with my skin where it still looked natural. I'll kind of break that down as I go through the rest of my kit. But as far as like glowy skin, I have these. And then you cannot forget the Pat McGrath Divine Skin. Oh, this is like almost like it's not like a it's not a milky product, but it has this really smooth texture to it. So let's say again you do have a little bit drier skin, you use this on top of your moisturizer prior to your makeup application, like your foundation or concealer, and your skin is just going to be so soft and like prepped and primed ready for makeup. This also just has a really beautiful radiance to it, so if you're wanting to just have healthy dewy looking skin, this one I highly recommend. Okay. Egyptian magic. I don't use this often, but a little tiny bit goes a long way. And again, if you're really, really dry or you're really needing your skin to just have like, or even if you have like eczema or you have skin issues, you can use that to help prep your skin to help get rid of any kind of dryness prior to makeup. And then I also have a beauty oil. I need to get another one. As you can see, this one is low, but it's by Danessa Myricks. I love this product. You can mix it into foundations depending on the base of the foundation that you have, but this is also a great way to add shine into your skin that doesn't look like makeup. It turns, it's basically clear on the skin, so you can't see it, but you can see the shine effect that it gives you. I have a client where I use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and I mix this into it for like a full on glow within her complexion, and she loves it. She's always wanting to have her skin just be as radiant and as possible, and this is one of the secret items that I add into the foundation to really give it that glow factor. And then I have a couple of different setting sprays. I am not a huge advocate for setting sprays as far as using them to make your makeup last longer. I use these to help make your makeup look more lived in. So, you know, sometimes you just finish your makeup application and you feel like you look a little overdone. It's kind of because your makeup has just been applied, it hasn't had a chance to balance itself out with your skin. So it just looks a little fresh. So I like to use these setting sprays to just give kind of speed up that process. This is the one from Quadaly, and I love the way this smells. My friend Deja had it in her kit and I had to get it. And it has like this eucalyptus smell to it. It smells so amazing. And it really does just kind of help like not brighten you, but just help you kind of like wake up. Like if you need a little pick me up of energy, this is great. So that felt amazing to just put on. So that is my skincare bag, little breakdown. Let's move on let's go into some foundations because foundations are fun. I think, well, I do have a video on how to find the right foundation. And I will say that since creating it, I have thought of many ways that I could break down the same information to help it be more digestible. So I'm sure that there'll be another video coming out in the future around around how to find the right foundation, kind of how to hack that process, because let's face it, it's not an easy process. And most people are constantly looking for the perfect foundation. I have a lot of thoughts around it, but I'm going to stop there and just show you a little bit more about what I actually do have in my little foundation bag right here as far as what I use. So I have a few different foundations. The reason why is because I need different coverages and I also need different finishes. And the reason why is because some people need more coverage than others, or some people are oily, some people are dry, and I need to be able to basically apply the best type of foundation for the situation of whoever's in my chair. Okay, So I'm going to start with this palette. I'm going to show you it this way because it's just prettier this way. But these are all Kevin Aquan Sensual Skin Enhancers. I think that that's what they're called. And I have to say, I literally can use about the size of a pea to do an entire face. This is a pigmented product, but it looks so flawless on the skin. I have been actually using these a lot lately on clients, and you could shear them out by just using a little bit and applying it all over, or you can really build the coverage if you really need it. But this has definitely been a really fun product to kind of be playing with again. The only thing I will say is like their color range honestly sucks. I'd say like from light to medium, you're covered, but they really need to invest in getting some darker tones to accommodate everyone. These other squares right here, these are cream bronzers. One is Danessa Myricks, the other one is from NARS. Big fans of cream. I'm a big fan of cream bronzers. So that's in there. And then I also have a couple of different lip balms, which are these two colors right here that you're seeing. So the finish of this is probably around maybe semi-matte. It has a little bit of a glow to it, but not a lot. But again, it just looks so natural on the skin. There's like no signs of it once applied, which is really the goal with your foundation. You shouldn't really be able to tell that it's on. It needs to just look like it's your skin. Okay, we're going to move on into this palette. So this is a combination of Tarte foundation sticks and the matte concealer from NARS. And I know that that's not the actual title of that product, but that is what is in this little container. Now, these cream foundations are also amazing. They go on really smooth. They look really flawless on the skin. They look like a second layer of skin. They're pretty amazing as well. And they do have a great range of skin tone or colors for different skin tones. So definitely check those out if you're looking for a cream foundation, which in my opinion, cream or liquid foundations are always going to be the most natural on the skin, but that's a whole nother subject. I'm not going to go that far into that, but it is a great foundation. You can get coverage from it. It's probably a sheer to medium coverage. The other one is the Kevin Aquan is more of like a medium to full coverage. And then these matte concealers, these are great. The matte concealers from NARS, they're great for anyone that has more oily skin. I had a bride this past weekend, and I've been working with her all year because she took my course, so I know that she has an issue with having she struggles with oily skin. And so we did every single thing we could possibly do to control her shine throughout the day. And this again was just one of those steps. Instead of using a regular concealer, I used a matte concealer, so we're not adding to the shine. I also used the Kiehl's Oil Eliminator Moisturizer that I mentioned at the beginning. That was one of the products. I used the Givenchy matte formula foundation, which if you know me, I don't normally use matte formulas except for this concealer. But the Givenchy matte formula is actually really beautiful. So I would recommend that if you're in the market for a matte foundation. But we're going to go ahead and move on into the actual other products in here. So I do have a few different shades of the Givenchy foundation. This foundation has been amazing. I was so excited when I found it, and I'm still needing to invest in getting more colors in this. This foundation is not cheap. I'm not going to lie, but it is so easy to work with. It looks beautiful on the skin. My foundation that I have on today is the Givenchy foundation, and I know that the quality of my computer camera is not the best, but my skin looks really natural. And when I say natural, I mean that the foundation looks like second skin, like another layer of skin. It doesn't look like makeup on my face. I do have a decent amount of coverage on today. So there's a difference of looking natural and then having different coverages. But that again kind of comes down to having good foundations will always make your skin look or make your complexion look like you don't have foundation on and it's actually your skin. So that's, kind of like a quick takeaway on foundation. If you're wearing a foundation and you can really tell that you're wearing one, then you need to continue your search. But check out the Givenchy foundations because these are amazing. All right. I also have been loving the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. I found this a while ago. It has a little bit of a thicker consistency, but it's probably more on the sheer, maybe sheer to buildable coverage. So you could build it up to be medium coverage, but this also, it says brightens, smooths, firms, hydrates, evens out. I do really like this foundation. It's really easy to apply. It's very smooth to apply, and it does look beautiful on the skin. So this is another one. And then I have all my other foundations are in little, little plastic tubes, containers, whatever they are. But I have a combination of different colors from Giorgio Armani. I have tinted moisturizer from NARS. This is a great tinted moisturizer to use if you're going to be on vacation out in the sun. It gives you a little bit of coverage, but has a really beautiful finish to it, has a nice radiant glow. So if you're in the market for a tinted moisturizer, you want a little bit of coverage, go to the NARS counter or to Sephora to the NARS spot and grab the tinted moisturizer. The Giorgio Armani foundation, I feel like, is a classic. You can't go wrong with it. It, again, looks really smooth on the skin. It probably is a little bit more on the semi-matte, even though it says luminous silk. I don't think it has a super strong glow, but as I mentioned, I sometimes will add a beauty oil into the Giorgio Armani foundation to give it a little bit more glow factor. So that's an option. And I also have lots of foundations, but the Danessa Myricks Color Fix. I have a whole bunch of different colors in this formula, and this definitely has some coverage to it. So, and I also just really love the Color Fix products. I have a ton of them, and I've been really, really loving them. All right, I think that is like everything in this little container broken down quickly, or in this little bag broken down quickly. My two larger bags. Let's see, we're into 16 minutes and I've gone through two of the bags out of everything I have. So I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit, but it's fun stuff, right? Kind of fun to see what someone would use as a professional, because obviously we use a lot of different types of makeup and are constantly testing things, and we really narrow in and hone down on the things that are the best and easiest to use. So I know I always love when I'm working around other makeup artists, I love looking in other people's kits to be like, ooh, what's working for them? What do they like? And I know that the feeling is mutual. We all love to like look at each other's kits, see how it's organized, and in general to see what each other is using. Okay, so I already showed you what is in this little bag. It's a lot of my little products that I have separated so that I'm not carrying such big containers and the weight isn't in my bag. This really helps streamline that, except that I just have to make sure that it's always filled up. But that's not really a problem. I have a few different lip glosses. These are just kind of some key colors that really will work good on anyone. And then I have micellar water. And I want to talk about micellar water because I get asked about this a lot. So micellar water, do you want to use it to completely remove your makeup? No, it is not going to be the best to remove your makeup as far as like end of the day, you want to get everything off. What you could use this for is correcting, let's say, eyeliner or mascara or something, making a line sharper, something that is going to be a very minimal edit to your makeup. This is a great product to use, or any micellar water you can use. And I really love using like really small Q-tips to get more precision along with the micellar water. All right. Have a few beauty blenders in there as well. And this bag is not that exciting. It has mascara wand, spoolies, lip balm, Q-tips. It has, I think it just has like a lot of random things in here that are like blotting paper that are helpful, and random things that come up where somebody says, oh, I need this, and I'm usually the one who has it. I have another little emergency kit that has the most random things in it as well. And I always have what someone needs when we're in a pinch for needing something that you would never guess you would need. Okay, so since I already have this in my hand, I'm going to show you this next. So this is my pencil collection. I love keeping all of my pencils really organized so I can see everything at once because I feel like when they're all in a bag or in some kind of container, they kind of get lost, to be honest. And I can see every single color all at the same time, every type of formula of eyeliner or lip liner. I can see everything all at once, which means that I can find what I need quickly and save time. I know that that time doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're searching for things, let's say it happens a couple of times, that time adds up. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how it does. So I love these artist pencils by Makeup Forever. Unfortunately, they've been discontinuing some colors, which is so frustrating. But I am a huge fan of kohl liners. These are all kohl liners. I have some from NARS, I have some from MAC, and I really like them because I use them as like a base to eyeshadow. I use them to create shape for eyeshadow, and you could blend them out. You really have a lot of room for error with these, and this is usually where I start my students when they're using or when they're getting into eye makeup because this is what's also going to help longevity. If you start with a cream first and then you layer it with a powder, you're going to naturally get longer lasting shadow and eye makeup. And if you happen to have oily lids, you will need to put on an eyeshadow base primer. But like I said, if you go from cream to powder on your eyelid, you shouldn't have any issue with creasing unless you are more of an oily skin type. Then I have the Aqua Resist eyeliners. These are great for the waterline. These are great for if you do want a hard liner, you don't want it to move at all. Once this is dry, this does not go anywhere. It is an amazing liner. And unfortunately, they are discontinuing some of these colors too. I don't know why makeup companies always do that. It's so frustrating because you finally find something you love and they take it away. All right, moving on into lip liners. So I have a variety of colors and I'm still working on this collection if I'm being completely honest. But I have Charlotte Tilbury, I have Makeup Forever, I have MAC. Let's see, what else do I have in here? It seems like that's actually a pretty good combo of all the things I have. Some NYX, oh, some NARS. So there's a good combo in here. And I know a lot of people feel indifferent about lip liner. And right now, I do think that the trend on lips are more soft, more subtle, still slightly overdrawn, but not obviously overdrawn. So it really depends on what look you're going for if you're going to go into the realm of lip liners. Then I have my eyeshadow pencils. This again is another thing that I'm wanting to collect more on. I love eyeshadow pencils, especially for personal application. If you get a couple of colors that you absolutely love, you literally can just apply your eyeshadow within seconds and just blend it out either with your fingertips or a soft blending brush. They're pretty amazing. I also really like using like shimmer eyeshadow pencils as a base to help build more dimension within a look. So that's a little bit more advanced than what I want to go with this conversation, but using different finishes within your eyeshadow or your eyeshadow pencils or your eyeliners and then into your eyeshadows will give a whole different effect to how your overall eyeshadow will look. So that could be really fun to play with. But I always say like, keep it simple at first because you don't want to get a whole bunch of products that you don't understand how to use and then you don't actually use them. You want to build as you go. So as you learn the basics, you get your kit in a place to where you can throw everything on quickly, you feel really confident with the items that you have. You could then add in some other products to continue to up level your application. And then you can really get to know those products instead of being overwhelmed by everything. Okay, that is my fun little liner book. That's probably one of my favorite parts to my makeup kit. All right, I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to actually try to take some of these containers out. I'm trying to not move my computer because once I move it, I don't know if I'll be able to get it to balance again with where it's at, but I will move it shortly. So I'm actually going to jump into eyeshadows quickly, and then I will move the computer and actually show you how everything is organized. But I'm going to start first with my Pat McGrath palettes. Now, if you're a makeup artist and you see that I have all of these palettes, you know that these are heavy. However, I refuse to depot them, to be honest. I think that they're beautiful. I don't mind that. I don't mind that these are heavy. Everything else is a little bit more lightweight in my kit. So if I'm going to choose something to be heavy in my kit, it's going to be these because they speak for themselves. They're gorgeous and I just love them. So take a look at these shadows. There's so many good shadows, and I actually use them in I use them side by side with Busy Art palettes. And the Busy Art palettes look like this. So I have a variety of different Busy Art palettes, and these are all mattes. I do have one palette that is shimmers, but I really love to have matte eyeshadows, and I love to have shimmer shadows. I prefer to start with my mattes, create my shape, create the dimension as far as intensity of color, and then I like to go in and add shimmer. Now, that's not how I approach makeup every time, but I do love having combo of mattes and shimmers. And these Pat McGrath palettes, because they are so highly pigmented and there are such fun shimmers like this one. You see that? Like, look at the way that it reflects light. It's so beautiful. Um, even this one has like this almost burnt, almost like a burnt red tone, but then in a different light, it turns like this yellow greenish tone. I don't know. It's pretty amazing. These are such fun shadows. So I highly recommend them if you're really looking to add some beautiful color and pigmented shadows into your makeup drawer or your makeup bag. I'm just going to go through, show you these really quick because I am obsessed with them and they really, really up-level your eyeshadow game to begin with. So I have a few more of these palettes, but I don't actually keep them all in the kit, but majority of them I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these back. I will pick up my computer or attempt to pick up my computer to show you how I have everything organized because I think that that's part of the fun, right? By the way, my son is napping at the moment, so he probably will be waking up at any time, but I have the door locked, so he can't come in here while I'm going live, but I just thought that I would share that. You know, mom life. Okay, moving the computer. So this is how I have everything pretty much set up into my kit to stay organized and also to not move while I am transporting it. So these right here are lipsticks. Some of them are cream products like highlighters. These right here are, I told you I'm a big fan of the Color Fix products by Janessa Myricks. I have these two bags organized. These are my bright colors that are more for like editorial shoots or something fun. And these are more of my products and colors that I would use that are a little more neutral and, you know, go hand in hand, go side by side with the fun, colorful things to help them all pop. But I keep those there because you never know what situation you're going to be in. And honestly, like, especially when I'm on a shoot, I really like to be able to get creative in the moment. And so I love having all of these colors in my regular kit just in case that inspiration pops up and I want to play around with makeup. Now, this wouldn't be like a wedding scenario, definitely more of a photo shoot type of situation, but those colors are really fun to play with. I have shown you these in a couple of videos, but the Haas Labs Beauty, or what are they called? They're lip oils. These are amazing. They're so good. I love them. They feel good on the lips. They look great on the lips. I have also been starting to collect the different colors of the Afterglow Liquid Blush by NARS. These are really beautiful on the skin. They're very thin in consistency. They blend really well. They feel really nice on the skin. And they look really beautiful, which is all you can ask for. But I do recommend getting some cream blushes. I mean, unless you are super oily and you're having a really hard time controlling your shine, definitely get some of those Afterglow blushes from NARS because they're amazing. So, okay, a couple other things I want to show you. There's so many things, and we've been on here for 30 minutes, and I'm just explaining all the things in my kit, so I'm trying to be quick. But all right, so here are concealers. These are from NARS. These are the Radiant Creamy Concealers. These have been in my kit, not these specifically, but this formula has been in my kit for years. The reason why is because it's just that amazing. It literally lays on everyone's skin flawlessly. And I don't know if there is a better concealer that I've tried other than the Radiant Creamy Concealer by NARS. So let's see, just to round it up really quick. I also have here Charlotte Tilbury airbrush finishing powders. I use these more on set to just help control shine a little bit, but I don't use those too often. I have been loving the Givenchy loose powder. These are amazing powders, especially to use to set makeup at the end of the day, or not at the end of the day, at the end of an application. Looks so good. I did also use that on my skin today, and I just feel like it's undetectable. You can't tell that it's on, but it sets your makeup to where you have better control of shine, and it also helps the longevity stay once you set it with a loose powder. Trying to see if there's any other goodies in here I could share. Let me open up this guy. So I have a variety of different formulas of mascaras here. I've been testing out a couple of different colors of the Chanel lipsticks. So these are really nice. I've been enjoying those. I have these hair clips by Artist Kit Company just to keep hair out of the face while I'm doing makeup. I have these brow pens that I absolutely love. I really love an understated brow that looks almost perfect, but doesn't look like there's product in them. And so those pens, along with the Valentino Beauty pen, which is right here, these pens have been my go-tos for at least a year because I like to just like create little tiny hair strokes in the brow to make it look like it's your brow and not makeup. So it's been a really fun artistically to play with and do on other people, because depending on the colors that you use, you can really make it look as if it's your own brow. And I think that's kind of the goal with brow products, is to make them look as natural as possible, in my opinion. We'll if you want to go into brows, I actually do have a video on brows. I'd say check that out a little bit more if you want to get more of my opinion on what you should be doing, how you could be going about your brows, and I give different scenarios and really dive into that whole subject. Oh, let me show you this fun lash curler. This is a Japanese lash curler. It's by a company called Seki Edge Japan. And this lash curler gets into, like, it gets in there. And it doesn't have the metal piece that pokes into the cheekbone. So I had a bride one time. She brought this over during her preview, and I've been obsessed ever since. I have like 7 of them. The other ones are not up there just because I just washed them earlier. So they are out drying. But other than everything we just went over, what questions do you have? Is there a product or a step that I didn't go over? I know I could get into contouring, I can go into highlighting. There's a lot in my makeup kit, and obviously I have a lot to say about it. But I hope it was kind of fun to join me on just like looking and seeing what is in my makeup kit. I have redone this makeup kit a million times. Well, not a million, but over the last 13 years, my kit has had quite the transformation. And I'm constantly trying to just have everything I possibly could need, but only have like one main bag, which is really, really difficult. Like if you've ever had to, you saw everything I just showed you. It's really hard to get everything like that into a bag that's easy to move around and can carry everything. So I'm pretty proud of myself that I'm in this situation. This is probably my favorite makeup setup as of now. And it also does have another layer to it. I don't really keep very much in here. And this, I think I know it could be used as like a hair, you can put hair stuff in here, but it was just getting too bulky when I was trying to make that happen. So I switched gears and really barely have anything in here. I keep my loose powders in here. So I have my Laura Mercier translucent powders. I have Vanessa Myricks loose powders here. And then I have like my full size powder. I have like a body illuminator by Huda Beauty that I mix with the moisturizer. And I have a couple other fun things like my palette and this other fun Vanessa Myricks palette that I sometimes get to use. I have tweezers in there, and then my top little pocket here has a couple of mirrors. So again, try to get everything on in here. Try to keep it organized, keep it as efficient as possible, because as I mentioned, you don't realize how much time goes by when you're searching for things. And that could be a reason why your makeup application is taking longer than it should be, because you just simply don't have things organized. So if you do want more help on how to get a little bit more speedy with your makeup, not even having anything to do with getting organized, but I do have a free video series, and it's the 7 steps on how to get an efficient makeup application. I will put the link in the comments below after I wrap this up so you can check that out. And it's going to give you step by step on how you can get organized, but also how to be a little bit more aware of the time that you're spending and how to start minimizing it. So super helpful if you're really trying to streamline your makeup. Maybe not wear a lot, but just be able to get to a look that you feel confident in. And that's really what makeup's all about, right? It's not necessarily about wearing a lot of it. It's about feeling like your best self so you can just show up and feel, confident throughout the day doing whatever you need to do. So anyways, thank you for joining me here on my live. I would love to do this more often. So if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye.